What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Glad we get a chance to connect.
So let's jump into it, man. Wanted to have you on the show because I know you're a former student of Merritt College.
Yes, sir.
And I guess technically you would be an international student even though you didn't come here on an F1 student visa, right?
Right. Yep.
But why don't you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself?
Great. Well, my name is Henderson, born and raised in Paris, France. I moved to the States when I was 18 years old and bounced and went from different junior college to junior colleges. I was playing basketball and ended up in Merritt in 2009, where I started playing basketball for the team over there, and incredible program that really helped change and shape my life. So I'm forever grateful for it.
Yeah. Now, why did you end up choosing Merritt College?
Well, the Coach Keenan, good friend of mine, he fairly convincing. There was just something about coming to California. I was on the East Coast prior to that, and I was on the Midwest for a little bit. California was just different. I heard about the incredible school system you guys had here, the junior colleges, and even though it has its own league and it's not part of the NGCAA, academically it's one of the best systems for junior colleges in the nations, and so that was appealing. The weather obviously was appealing as well, and so I talked to Coach Keenan on the phone for a little bit and started figuring out what the program looked like. It looked really appealing, and I was like, let's go for it.
Yeah. Now, did you know that you wanted to play basketball when you were coming over here from France? Was that
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that was the goal. The goal for me coming here was to both play hoop and be able to pursue my my education. Because in France it's different. You play for your club. You don't play for schools. So after a certain level, you either just go all in with basketball, or it's hard to manage both.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What did you end up studying at Merritt?
Business.
Okay.
Studied business at Merritt, and then I transferred to SF State, where I got my bachelor's in accounting.
All right. Now I wanted to ask, how is hoops different in France versus here in the U.S.?
Dude, long conversation. I'll try to give you bullet points. So I think in France we're a lot more focused on the fundamentals. I think U.S. is a lot tougher, more physical, a lot more competitive. There's just a different gear out here, but as far as skills, as far as learning how to play the game as a team, France taught me quite a bit of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's a better French basketball player, Tony Parker or Rudy Gobert?
No, you gotta count the rings, man. Tony.
Tony's the man, huh?
Tony's the guy, man.
Yeah. Is he like for sure the most famous French basketball player?
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, because he was he was the first basketball player to win a ring. He wasn't the first one in the league, but he was the first one to really be able to carry a team and win a ring, and he did it at a young age,
Yeah, I was looking back at some of the other names. I saw Mikhail Petrus.
That's right. Air France.
That's right. Air France. Forgot they gave him that name. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up in France for you personally?
Great experience. I love France. I still have a lot of my roots over there. It was great. Grew up in Paris, born and raised. My dad was is American. So I was lucky to grow up with both cultures. During the summer, we used to go to Philly, where he's from, and my mom grew up in Morocco but moved to France when she was young. So we went to an international school in Paris where they taught us both French and English, and I fell in love with basketball at 9 years old. So that was a major part of my life as well.
Yeah. Is there many hoop courts outside where you could just go and pick up a ball and pick up a pickup game?
Way more soccer courts.
Yeah.
Way more soccer fields.
Yeah,
It's starting to grow over the past maybe 10 years. It's grown a ton. But growing up, you had to go a little ways to be able to find a hoop outdoor hoop court. It's not like here in the States.
sure.
But growing up, everybody wants to be a soccer star, man. So you put like uh, two small poles and whatever you have, you got a soccer ball, and then you're on top of the world, man. You and your friends can go at it for hours.
Nice. Now, why did you end up choosing basketball over soccer?
I wasn't that good at soccer.
Easy choice.
Yeah, I mean, for here, like for Americans, I'm actually a decent player. But in France, one of the last guys you want to pick on your team.
It's got to be a new level, huh? You got to be at a
Oh, it's
different level right
different,
there.
man. It's different.
Yeah,
But yeah, and it wasn't as fun. I mean, I really fell in love with hoop.
makes sense, man.
Yeah,
Hey, it's the greatest game.
it is,
So
man. It's the game of life. You learn how to play that game well, you'll succeed in life.
that's right. Now we're planning a French or a France cultural awareness event coming
There
up
we go.
in a couple of months. I'm working with the French Embassy Cultural Services. What would you advise, or you think people would want to know about France? What would be some interesting things that you think people would want to hear about, whether it's the food, culture, music? I mean, I know
Man,
there's
there's so
so
much.
much. I mean,
There's so much. I mean, yeah.
where
That's
would you start if there's one area besides sports that interested you about French culture? What would it be?
One of the things I really love about French culture is that it's so diverse. Like it just doesn't have one influence. Obviously, there's so many immigrants in France. There's so many, but the culture as a whole is so diverse, and I think is able to bring so many cultures together. And there's, I mean, like everywhere, there's racism and discrimination, but there's also a form of respect, and of being able to work together that I haven't seen in many other countries. I mean, obviously, the food is just the food.
What's your
uh,
favorite French cuisine, French dish?
oh man, I mean, I'm a sucker for pastries, man. I'm glad I'm over here because that's helping me. Costco croissants a little different, a little different than the real pastry croissants.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's helped me to cut back some, but I'm a sucker for pastries, man.
Yeah. Now, is a crepe considered a pastry or
Dessert,
more of a dessert? Uh-huh.
yeah. Well, it can actually be both because you can have ham crepes and all kinds of stuff. So crepes they're all around.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So what are you up to now? What are you doing now? Now you've graduated from Merritt. Did you transfer on after Merritt? Did you go
I
to a
did.
4 year?
I transferred to San Francisco State University, and I got my undergrad over there.
Yeah.
Studied accounting, and
Okay.
yeah, it was a great experience, man. I think Merritt really helped me, and it prepared me to be able to go into that level. It was fun.
Nice, man. And what are you doing in life now?
I'm
What's
a minister, so I work full time for my church. We help out college students, teenagers, married folks. As I'm trying to learn how to handle life, I want to figure out how to share my experience and help others, man.
Did you ever think that you would go into the ministry?
Oh, not. I mean, if we would have had this conversation 10, 15 years ago, I would have laughed at you, man. I didn't grow up, religious, believing in God or anything like that. So that was my furthest ambition in life.
Yeah.
But I couldn't
And
be happier.
nice, man. And giving back now after
Yeah,
what's been given to you.
that's right. That's right.
How often do you go back home to France? Do you get to go back often
I
or?
do. Well, usually once every couple of years, but last time I went was in I want to say 2018 or 2019. I was, would have wished I could have gone back this year, but with the pandemic, it's been a little bit more complicated.
Yeah. How have you heard from family over there how it's been most recently with COVID and
I have, yeah, they've gone into a couple confinements, and then now they're adjusting. Everybody is able to still be out and about, but I think they're encouraging people to be able to work more and more from home.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. I mean, I mean, literally probably one of the only things that could affect the entire world at one time. Everybody's going through the same exact thing. We're all trying
Yeah,
to
it's
adjust now.
it's madness, man. It's madness. I'm hoping we're gonna get out of it soon. Good
Yeah.
lessons learned through it though, but
What's the biggest lesson you've learned through this time here
I think
last
figuring out
year?
what to really value, it definitely helps to slow down and figure out, okay, how do I, in the midst of all the madness, how do I value relationships? And how do I make sure that my home is the thing that I can focus on the most and build the most? Because that's the most important thing, you know? And I think
Yeah.
if I do it right at home, I'll be able to do it right everywhere else.
Yeah. And you got wife and how old's your daughter now?
A little 2-year-old, man, almost two and a
Ooh.
half actually.
Man,
So
that makes the
she's keeping
pandemic
us,
that much funner.
yeah, she's keeping us entertained.
Good
She's a
stuff.
sweetheart, man. She's phenomenal. We're incredibly lucky to have her.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, I appreciate you taking some time today, Ade.
Oh, absolutely, man. This is fun. And once again, I mean, forever grateful for Peralta School District and all the things. It just helped me tremendously in my life, man. So I'm a big fan, man. I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some more international students over here from France. I think currently we have 3 active students, so not many, but we've also been planning study abroad programs, but for the past 2 years, we've had to cancel it,
Right. Right.
because of the pandemic. So hopefully we'll be able to send some students over there soon. That's one of my next places I want to visit for sure is France.
It's worth it.
I got close in 2019. I was in London, so that was as
Not
close
bad.
as I got. Yeah.
And you were one train ride away, man.
I know, man. Could have been. We went up north instead. We went to Scotland.
Okay, fair game.
And then over to Ireland. But
That
yeah.
sounds fun. I'm biased though. There's nothing like France.
Oh man, I can't wait. Yeah, Europe is a cool place, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's special.
Yeah.
It's special.
And the fact that you can get from one country to the next just on a quick train ride is
Yep.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
When you were in France, real quickly, what were some of the other countries that you got to visit or the surrounding
I
places?
did. I mean, because I played basketball, we traveled all over France, like in so many cities. And outside of that, though, I did England and I did Croatia. Those are the only European countries I did. I had ventured, further out, United States and the West Indies, and when it came to travel.
Uh-huh. And was that for hoop in Croatia or?
Croatia was a basketball camp, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know that there's a couple famous NBA players from Croatia.
Kukoc, Tony Kukoc, man.
Kukoc. He's famous out there, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's a champion, man. Champion with the Bulls and all those guys.
That's right. They did a little feature of him on The Last Dance.
That's right. Yeah.
They were talking about him.
Unfortunately, they did. Yeah.
He was the Michael Jordan of Croatia, right?
Yeah.
And Jordan took that personally. He was like, sorry, Kukoc. I'm gonna have to hurt your feelings out here.
Yeah, that amongst many other things.
Oh man.
That's great.
Yeah, cool. All right, Ade. Hey, take care, man. I really appreciate you taking some time here, and hope to catch up with you soon, dude.
Sounds good, Drew. I appreciate the time.
You got it, man. Take care.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, peace.